Hey guys, I'm here to do another tutorial, and as usual, here's my desktop. The reason why I show you my desktop every time is just so maybe you want to see what programs I use, and that's pretty much included in the tutorial. Um, yeah, so we're gonna do Camtasia 8 Studios. I just tried doing a tutorial, then realized that I was not recording my voice, and I made so many good points that I'm kind of sad about that. Yes, I did do the ICBC contest, and for some reason my photo's not up. But yeah, for those who didn't know, ICBC Canada, there you go. Good enough int. Anyway, so right now I'm just going to show you this. This shows me the time, how far I am. Generally, if I'm playing Bejeweled, it'll be in window mode because that's the best way to film in Camtasia. You can't film in full screen. Generally, I'll have it sitting there, and then I'll have window mode right around here over top so I can view how far I am. I don't want to go over 15, sometimes I do, and I'm just like, whatever, they don't really mind. It's only 5 viewers anyway, so who cares? We're gonna go right into, well actually, here, I'll talk about this for a second. Here's the audio, obviously you can see my voice is speaking, and I just playing with that, really probably messed up with my audio. Um, what I was saying though, just to be sure, is that if I play around with this, it pretty much just, you know, bring it down, makes it quieter, bring it up, makes it louder. We got delete, pause, stop, etc. We got all the same things there, effects. I'll get into captions in a second. Add system stamp, don't know what that does. Use mouse click sounds, that's kind of self-explanatory. That's all the stuff in the thing. And tutorials, technical support, blah blah blah. Now Camtasia 8 is by TechSmith, and you can buy their copy for $250 if you really want to do that. Or well, technically $275 if you, yeah. I would not do that because, yeah, I can't afford that. It's simple. So I get it off my friends who no longer use this kind of stuff. Going into Camtasia. Now, I've already opened up my project, right? And how to do that, I'll go into File first. New project opens up a new project. Open project opens up an older project. Recent projects opens up, well, projects I've been recently working on. Save project, self-explanatory. Save project as, save it as a certain format or whatever, video format, and come back to it later and rename the project in case if you didn't like the name that you started with the new project. Export project as zipped folder, pretty much a compressed zipped folder, which basically shrinks down the files, makes it smaller, changes the quality to lower. Little warning about that if you could ever use control, or I mean compressed zip files. Produce and share, we'll get into that later. Produce special, we'll get into that later. Well, pretty much it's just export audio, export frame as, it's, if you want to export it as a certain file format, then you can for like certain qualities, obviously audio or frame, which would be video or image. We got import media, which is pretty much import the media here, which I'll show you in a minute. Recent recordings, it's pretty much the same as recent projects, except the recent recordings refers to things I've recently recorded, and they save as two different files, just for you know. This would be the Camtasia project that you're working, so all of this, and this would be, where is that? This would be what you recorded on the screen. Now, import media to library, new folder, export. I'll get into library in a minute. And same thing as import zipped project, which means just basically importing a compressed file. Import media, what was I getting into? Now we'll go into this here. Undo, Control Z, pretty much the same. Redo, it's similar to Control Z, except it's the opposite. Cut, meaning take away. Copy, meaning obviously copying. Paste, pasting the copy file, or whatever. Remove from timeline, it's self-explanatory. Remove from clip bin, which means removing from there. Timeline, this is the timeline. with the tracks. Split, self-explanatory. Split all. Well, it's kind of like I'll show you guys in a minute. Add to library, extend frame. Add to library, I'll show you what the library is. Extend frame. Pretty much it's kind of the same as, well, I'll show you guys in a minute. Why do I even go into edit? Edit, forget edit. So if you want to extend a frame, this will pop up, this symbol right here, and it'll glow on which frame you want to, make bigger. And then I can do that and drag it in or out. We're just going to leave it there because I didn't want to mess with that. These are captions. Captions are what I'm going to talk about in a second. And then we got audio on the bottom. Now we got the library. Library, Camtasia 8 comes with its own free music that you can use for YouTube, so you don't need to use YouTube's awesome playlist of random assorted shit that they have. Other things. Oh, and they also have like themes and whatever that you can use with the callouts, but the callouts are absolutely useless. The callouts are pretty much like captions except extremely more obnoxious. And I tried not to add too many captions in there, but yeah, you guys will have to wait till that video is finished. Zoom and pan, it's pretty much like if I do this and I zoom into the video, which I don't want to do, it pretty much like, say if I was making a Daisy video gameplay like Frankie does. Frankie, what is it? I forget his channel. It's like Frankie 1080p, something like that, you know. You guys probably know it, where he has like, where he zooms in with the Daisy, well, like with Arma 2, you can actually do that in the game where you zoom in. It's kind of the same idea with this. It's like you zoom in, and yeah, just kind of things that you guys might want to know or something. But anyway, pretty much just the scale of how much you want to zoom in, apply smart focus. Smart focus pretty much just Camtasia thinks, oh, well, I think this would be the best quality for you to use, and it might shrink down the size or it might bring up the size depending on what you left it on. We got audio, which is basically the obvious. I've already changed my audio so I don't have to play with it, but volume up brings this higher. Volume down brings that lower. Fade in, fade out, kind of self-explanatory. Like, this would be good if I was just coming out of an intro, or if I was starting an intro. Fade out would be good for leaving the intro and also the ending, but I don't really fade out. Enable volume leveling, that would pretty much just level out the volume with the video. So like, here's me talking because that's what the majority of the video is, me talking. It would level it out with the capture, which would generally be on track 3 or track 2. And right now I have images for track 3 because that's what I usually do when I am talking holidays style. I don't know why I said that, but moving on. We got transitions, yay! We got barn, blinds, checkerboard, circle, reveal, circle stretch, cube, rotate, dissolve. I like dissolve. Fade, fade through black, flip, fold, glow, gradient, wipe, insert, iris, page roll, page turn, pixelate, radial blur, radial wipe, random bars, random dissolve. Another one I like. Ripple, side left, side right, spiral, stretch, stripes, or strips I mean. Wheel, zigzag. Now I am using dissolve, random dissolve on all of them. Why am I doing this? It's because I'm lazy and I only need to highlight all the pictures and right click, add to selected media, or I could preview it, but I don't really want to do that. It's as simple as that. Let's see, what do we got next? We got cursor effects. Now this is, like, I don't have any cursor effects, but pretty much it just, like, adds a glowing yellow circle around my mouse, which you've probably seen on many YouTube tutorials, or it lets me click on things and then something will pop up like it shows kind of right there with that yellow circle. That's pretty much that. Visual properties, you can pretty much just change the properties once you highlight whatever it is. And yeah, like flipping it around, rotating it, and then scale of the size and opacity and whatever. But you don't really have to worry about that because, yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory. Drop shadow, we've talked about in Photoshop, I do believe. Colorize and border would also have been talked about in Photoshop. Now, I'm not saying go check out my Photoshop tutorial, but what I am saying is go check out my Photoshop tutorial. Um, we got voice narration, if it'll load. Okay, there we go. Which is pretty much just like, start recording and then you start speaking like you're narrating some shady book. Or like sometimes what I do is I forget to record because like earlier, like I said, is that I forgot to turn on my mic. What I'm doing right now is just restarting the whole tutorial. I deleted the old file and I'm just kind of restarting from scratch. I like to open mic my tutorials and go through it step by step because that's just something I like to do. We got the audio setup wizard, and that just pretty much takes you through something much like control panel, hardware, sound. So you guys should probably be able to figure that out. Right now it should be on microphone 2, and as you can see my voice is going up and down like a whore. Recording source, microphone, blah blah blah. We got the next, and then we go finish, and look, oh my god, it's green and shit. But anyway, we got record camera, oh hey, it's still here. Which is pretty much connect to my webcam, but I'm not going to do that because you guys don't deserve to see my ugly face. We got captions. Now I was going to talk about this earlier. Here's all my captions. It's not that many really, it just looks like a whole bunch at the beginning. Um, don't worry about them. Captions just pop up in the video at the bottom. And if you use the scrolly and you move it around and I line it up here, I could pretty much just say add caption media. Don't go down here and try and add one for yourself because it basically just makes a new one of these on the last one that you used. Like, so if I go ahead up in the video, say, where is it? It'll for some reason make a caption right here after the last caption, which is kind of obnoxious. So when you do this, make sure that you click add caption media because obviously it will get very annoying and sometimes I forget and then I'm just kind of like, nah, I'm not going to impersonate what I'm like, but pretty much I yell at the screen and I'm like, that's just so stupid. We got sync captions, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Import captions in case if you make captions from somewhere else. Export captions, self-explanatory. What do I got? We got quizzing. This would be for those who like Jeopardy and you're a fag. We're done. No, I'm just kidding. We got quiz name. You can name the quiz, put it in your video, and then it'll just pop up all over the screen. And why would you want that? In case if you teach school or something, whatever. Your life is your life. Um, that's pretty much that. What do we got? We're on view now. Clip bin, library. Did I talk about the library? Yeah, I did. We got, where were we? Here, okay. So clip in holds all your video files and audio and images. I think I've already said that though. Library, blah blah. Show marker. Marker is just pretty much like a waypoint to the video. Show quiz view. That's pretty much what I showed you. Anyway, hide captions. Hide all the captions. It's pretty much that. Project information, editing dimensions. You can do that right there. Oh, I need to show you guys that, don't I? Canvas, well, canvas is just pretty much how zoomed in you are. Right now I'm at 39%. This is the canvas edges or border, whatever you want to call it. We got timeline. This is the timeline. Nobody said that. Timeline snapping. This is for the scrolly. Oh, here's another fun little thing. See? Now all that's highlighted. And I forget why I used that. But anyway, we're going to go deselect, and now it's back to the scrollies. Isn't that magical? Enjoy it. Alright, dimensions. Now, I used I used 1280 by 720, and basically I don't produce and share onto YouTube directly, but we'll talk about that later. We got all this and that, and pretty much I do that, and then I'll click OK, and then I'm pretty sure I just screwed myself over. Oh wait, never mind, I'm not doing produce and share, thank God. Yeah, pretty much you could change it around. You can even edit it yourself right there. Keep aspect ratio, obviously, because otherwise your picture will be pixely like Minecraft, and nobody wants to see Minecraft pictures. We got zoom in, or well, canvas size, you know what I mean. Shrink to fit, that just pretty much shrinks your images or video to fit the frame, the canvas size frame. We've already talked about you, go away. And what are we on? Produce and share, share to screencast. Alright, we'll just click that right there. Alright, we got share to screencast, which I'm guessing is just TechSmith mirror site or whatever for videos, kind of like YouTube, but probably lesser. I never share to YouTube. I like to share with the YouTube uploader itself, so I clicked that one. But for those that want to go through the, oh wait, I should talk about these. This is for mobile, and same with this one. Not sure which one's better quality, but I'm guessing this one, because I'm biased. Or actually, maybe it's this one. We got HD, which makes the file much bigger, but I don't like to wait forever to upload a file, so I just do that one. Sometimes if you full screen some of my videos, it'll be a little bit pixely. I do apologize, but at the same time, just watch it in small screen, it won't kill you. Besides, my videos aren't that great. Custom production settings, and then we'll go through this. What it says right now, 2080 by 720, and just pause it and read all that shit. MP4 flash, WMV, MOV, AVI, MF4, or sorry, a little bit dry there. M4V, that's what she said. MP3, GIF. GIF I like to do in Photoshop because I find that their animation timeline is much better than this for, well, GIFs. M4V, that's obviously for iTunes, like it says. Video, maybe it is for some music files. For those that don't know, MP3 is what you use pretty much for every single audio, whether it be MP3. Yeah, some people use AVI, but I don't understand. MP3 has much better quality, and it's newer. MOV, which I think is more for Mac users, because I think QuickTime comes with all the Macs. I'm not sure. WMV, more for Windows. Obviously, it says Windows Media Video, and I think that goes along the lines of Movie Maker. Then we go to next. I meant to go back. We got transparent. We're not going to play around with that, but pretty much, yeah. Auto hide controls. I don't know what that does, honestly. But obviously, we're not going to go loop playback because that would be obnoxious, and I don't think anyone wants to listen to 10 hours of shit. We got this, which is what we've talked about before. It's like resolution. Yeah. Video settings. Pretty much, we got automatic, or I could go straight to 30, but I like to keep it on automatic if I ever do custom, and I'm not ever going to do custom. We could change the quality back to 50. Higher is obviously going to be a bigger file, lower is going to be obviously a smaller file. Pretty self-explanatory. A little bit dry. This is pretty much self-explanatory. The higher kbps, the better quality if you have the music file that can handle it. I see some YouTubers, they think, oh, well, I like to do 1024. Well, guess what? You don't have the video format for that. Therefore, what it'll try and do is fill the spaces, and it sounds like, well, there is no Rebecca Black on a good day, Monday. 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, then screw off. You get the point. I think 8 kbps is for 8 bit rate shit. Not positive. Closed captions, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Burned in captions will pretty much just blend the captions in, I believe, because it would be similar to Photoshop. Under video captions, it's pretty much self-explanatory there. And then what's next? Score, no idea what that does. Yeah. Include watermark. I've already talked about watermarks in the Photoshop tutorial. Go look at it. I mean, don't look at it. Look at it. Made that joke twice. Woohoo. And pretty much watermarks are pointless, and whoever invented them should get their head checked out because they're not very smart about that. Transparent things that you can fix with the healing brush. Now, doing video in Photoshop, say that's like 7 minutes long, and getting rid of each watermark on each frame, have fun with that because that's not anything that's interesting me. That sounds like a lot of work and it'd be boring. For those that actually really want to copyright information to your video file, because let's be honest, watermark is just useless. Do this one. Video info, use this option to add author and copyright information to your video file. I don't do this, I'm lazy. You go in here and then it'll ask you, well, why don't you name it? And it's like, here you go, personal shit. And then, yeah, pretty much that. Now, if I click finish, it'll obviously produce. Here's a little hint to what I am producing, personal shit plus rant. Save it to there. You could go to browse, put it on your desktop, whatever, your shit file. Organize produced files into subfolders. You know, just simple stuff. We're pretty much done with that. Now, if I click finish, oh, well, whatever. If I click finish, it'll produce, and that will leg up the obvious, yeah, whatever. Let's check what we are at for time. 22, that's not too bad for a tutorial. What do I got left to cover? Did I talk about this to you guys? Okay, record the screen for the obvious to record the screen. We got record the PowerPoint, which I usually would just, if I were to do a PowerPoint, I would upload it straight to YouTube instead of editing it. Because let's be honest, it's much easier, sorry, than putting it into Camtasia. But if you're all for putting it into Camtasia and editing it from there, whatever, that's all up to you. Now, import media, which is what I just clicked. You pretty much highlight the files you want to put in. You may have to do it differently, or generally, if you're going to do this, put all the files that you want to put into one, and then just simply double click the file, go into the file. For example, how do I go back? Oh, okay. We go to desktop. Here's my desktop blue. See, now it's all in a file. So if I double click that, see, now everything that I want to put into the video, you could even place audio in there. You can just press that open, and bam, it's in your clip bin, and you can just highlight it all. There we go. Highlight it all and just drag in there. But if I do that, it'll leg it up, and it'll be really hard to get rid of it all. And I would probably get pissed at myself. This, the thing right there, moves this around so you can do shit to it and whatever. This, pretty much, see the yellow lines? It tries to make sure that, you know, you're centered and all that shit. Make sure you are centered, because, I mean, video would look really funny if your video files, like images and whatever, were not centered. See, it'll make sure that you're centered with the yellow lines. Generally, it would be 2 across, unless if I do it this way, right? Nope, never mind. It's 2 across every way. See? If you look there, you got, see 2 there. I can't really move while doing it. It'd look weird. Switch to full screen mode, which is the obvious is switching to the full screen to edit. You wouldn't want to do that, and I can't do that because Camtasia doesn't film full screen. I think I said that earlier with Bejeweled 3, I'm not sure. Detach or attach video preview. It's pretty much the same, or well, not really. See, oh wow, cool. Just what I wanted. It's useless really, just keep it there. Um, yeah, oh, and then we got the track, show marker view, show quiz view, which is back to that. We got the lock track, and that pretty much just makes it so I can't add any frames or delete any frames from that track. Generally I like to have my capture above my audio because it just makes it easier to edit all that shit. Pretty sure that's it. Oh, and just in case if I haven't talked to you guys about, oh wait, is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, just in case if I haven't talked to you guys about how I video record my Bejeweled games, I pretty much put the countdown right there, and then I open up Bejeweled into window mode. For example, let's see if I do it right now. It's loading. Take your time, you little bitch. Do 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 do. YouTube would probably get me for copyrights on that song. Go figure. PopCap, everyone. Now I tried getting permission, by the way, to use PopCap, like their product, and every email I tried emailing did not work, so I just kind of gave up on that one. But anyway, as you can see, it's in window mode, and I'm just gonna get rid of that. And yeah, that way I can see the timer. And yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop the video, and hopefully this was enough information to get you guys started with Camtasia, and hopefully get far in Camtasia in your YouTube experience. See you guys on the next episode, if I ever make one. I'm just kidding, I'm obviously working on one right now. Anyway, see you guys.